One running back, one quarterback, spread out. And this looks like the Eagles are out in the spread formation again. We call this the doubles formation. Cole deep in a shotgun. He's going to roll to his left. Look, make a pass, throw. He's got a man. Caught right there, number 30. Nice catch and throw by Soto. Soto on your roster is going to be Soto, number 30. Great catch right there. Great throw, great timing. Beautiful play for your 5th play of the year in a scrimmage. Nice job right there, Mr. Soto. Great call, Coach Watson. So that was going to be a first down, a big play for Eagles and Yellow Jackets. Again, these are going to be your backups here. These are 2s versus 2s. We have yet to see our starters, Joe Jackson and the boys. We'll probably see them after Fairview's 2s goes against Watonga's 2s on defense, if I'm assuming. Again,
always interesting to see the array of coaches out there on the scrimmage field.
Exactly. Exactly. So you know it's the scrimmage. Cole, deep, trips formation for Watonga. Fakes the handoff. He's going to go around the corner. He's got room. Big man's moving. He's getting number 6, Trenton Cole. Nobody out there. Makes a good looks like about a 12-yard run right there. Nice job, nice call. Something coach has probably seen. I've been working on all summer, Steve.
Yep.
And that was a nice looking football play.
Sure was. We heard Coach Cole talking about Trenton just a little bit yesterday. You know, he talked about his receiving core quite a bit, and mentioned his son is one of those guys that he would say was noteworthy. And
Exactly.
He's proven it out right here tonight so far.
It sure is. Sure, he's looking good on his first drive, and it's all his drive. And that's what you want to look at your backup, because this is football. And again, we said this a lot last year, and you're going to hear us say it a lot this year. You know, football is one sport where there's a 100% chance of injury.
Yeah.
100% chance of injury. So
not a matter of when, if, but when.
Exactly, exactly. So nice drive here by the Eagles. Nice last 2 couple of plays. We look really sharp here by our number 2, our second unit here. Here's a ball given off. Number 16 again. He's going to be wrapped up, stacked up at the line. Good defense right there by number 60 from the Fairview Yellow Jackets. Eagles look like they're trying to get a little running game going.
Indeed.
So we'll start, again, there's no yard marks. There's no first or second down. So if you're out there watching, you want to count the plays. And Steve and I will do our best to keep up with which play number when we're getting to the end and when we're going to rotate over. But again, this is just a scrimmage. There's no scoreboard, no score clock, no stats, just pads, helmets, football. Fairview versus Watonga.
So it's like getting to practice against a whole different practice squad almost.
Yes.
It's not as fast. It's not as snappy. You don't see the passion down here, you know, on the sideline. It's a lot more technical and just analyzing and watching for what needs to be adjusted.
Well, Steve, the key word there you said is practice. It's practice, you know, and we say that, and we want our Cole's rolling to the right. He's got a 9-16. Oh, and he drops it wide open. Good improvisation right there by Trenton Cole. Had a receiver scrambling around a little bit, Steve, and almost made a spectacular play. But yes, back to this format here. It's a little different. Probably looks a little different, but again, it's just I want you guys out there to think of it as just a tune-up for next week for the Thomas Terriers. Just kind of getting the kinks out, seeing who can actually perform against another team, and again some players that you haven't seen all camp.
Yeah, so you know, I can imagine how it kind of gets to a point where when you're practicing against your practice squad, your starting defense is practicing against, you know, maybe members of your starting defense, but you know, you've got a practice squad that you're going to practice against, and you kind of learn their habits and their traits, and it becomes, you know, not as good a practice as if this real live with another opponent.
100%, Steve, 100%, and it just becomes monotonous at times when you're hitting somebody over and over and over and over, week after week during training camp, and now you get out here and get a chance to kind of lay the leather on, you know, another town. It's something to get excited about. Right now, our 2s are looking good right now. I would like to see our running game pick up a little bit, and I'd like to see our backup quarterback Cole on the roll a little bit too. He's a big dude, but he looked good.
Yeah, he's gained up a lot.
Yeah,
he's
sure
looking good.
He's looking nice. Cole takes a snap, drops back, looks deep. He's got a man. Oh,
a little over his head.
A little over his head. Looks like Soto again. Like Soto stopped running there a little bit, Steve.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't know whether he thought the ball was a little bit lower than what it actually was. He thought he was going to be able to stop and run, just stop there and jump up and get it.
Right.
If he'd have been just another 3 yards down the field, he'd have had a catch.
Exactly. So again, nice throw there by Cole. Looks like we're finished here with our twos on the offense. And Steve, I'm going to give those boys a hand. Nice job.
Yep, indeed. They did good for their first few snaps from scrimmage there.
Exactly. Nice job, guys. All you guys. And as the season goes along, we'll pick out the numbers and highlight most of our team. Well, not most of our team, all of our team as the year goes on. Again, it's a scrimmage, no official numbers. So this is kind of practice for all of us right now. So I hope you're enjoying it. Again, good series right there for our twos. And now you're going to see Fairview's twos on offense play against Watonga's twos on defense. And the same rules of play. It looks like a 10-play series. So Fairview's huddling up now for their first play of their first series, and we'll get a chance to see former defensive coordinator Coach Park, who coached a couple years ago. He's back this year. We're glad to have him back. Great football coach, very motivated, and they don't have him coming. Fairview looks like they're in a traditional pistol.
Array of coaches in the backfield.
Hey, got an array of coaches in the back. Looks like there's a little offsides there. Somebody's 28's on the outside. He's got a man. Woo, nice tackle out there by number 30 there.
Good way to warm up right there.
Exactly. Excuse me, not number 30. That'll be number 20. Is that 20?
28, I believe.
28.
If I can read those numbers from here correctly.
I know it. But a nice open field tackle right there. It looked like that was a broken play right there for Fairview. And there's Coach Park giving the instruction.
Nope, number 20.
Number 20, okay. And I don't have him on my roster, so we'll find out his number.
Yeah, like I said a minute ago, these numbers are not official, what we're looking at on the field right now, I think so.
Exactly. Fairview again, pistol formation. One back in the backfield. Bad snap. Now, Steve, I couldn't remember on this. If it's a bad snap during a scrimmage, do they get that play over, or does that count as a play? I can't remember. So we'll have to just kind of pay attention to that.
I don't remember either, Derek.
It looks like they're going back to the line of scrimmage. I'm assuming coaches have probably agreed, hey.
Yeah, who knows if they clicked one off or not for that. We'll see here in a little bit when we're done to count.
Fairview takes a snap. Number 28 again. He's running. He's moving. Nice tackle right there.
Fairview football right there. That's what they do.
Yes, you're sure right. Carmona again right there on the tackle. Fairview looks pretty big up front. There are always big boys down there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like this. I like practicing against these guys because, man, what a way to get ready for football season than to practice against a bunch of good, big football players.
Exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, Fairview went pretty deep in the playoffs last year, Steve. I can't remember what round they were eliminated, but I do remember seeing them as a team that went pretty far. I think Thomas was the one that beat them. Don't know which round though. Pistol formation, another bad snap. He's going to throw. He's got a man wide open. And he's number 18. He's still going. Great touchdown saving tackle right there by number 30. Soto's name's been getting called a lot tonight. Great call, wide open. And Coach Park's probably not going to be happy with that.
No, that was a hard tackle to make after the catch. You're going to have to step in front of that ball if you're going to keep that big guy from getting yardage on you.
Exactly. But it was, it showed a lot of heart for Soto to step up there and not let him, because there was a size differences that we could see easily.
Got a big receiver running at
big receiver, big tight end, exactly,
safety
running at you. And I tell you what, he stuck his nose up in there and wasn't afraid to keep them off the scoreboard. That's what we like to see.
Yep, heart.
Fairview again, traditional pistol formation. One back in the backfield. Two to your left, one to your right. They're twos. And get the football here. Number 40, big guy. He keeps running. Got his feet moving really good. Nice hard run right there by number 40. Let's see. I don't have his name. I talked to the head coach. The Yellow Jacket head coach for a brief moment before the game. Steven, he gave me a couple numbers to watch on the ones, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the numbers for the number twos, but that was a nice football play.
Sure was, and that's just part of the scrimmage game. Everything's not settled yet.
Exactly.
So we don't have numbers yet. Positions aren't yet fully determined, although I'm positive the coaching staffs both have really good ideas what they're going to do. But there's still time for change, so things are still fluid on the football field.
Exactly. Fairview. Sticking with their running game. This is like, again, Steve spoke earlier. Traditional Fairview looked like they were it's gonna be offsides on their Eagles. Fairview looked like they were gonna attempt a pass right there, like a rollout. This is number 18. I know we better watch him over here on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job of catching that ball and a nice little run after the catch as well. Looks like a pretty good football player. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Number 7 is going to take the snap. He's going to throw it. He's going to throw it and almost make a tremendous catch right there by number 24. Good coverage right there by our Eagles.
Yep. And our Eagle wearing number 30 there, just he had his fingers, had his paws on ball.
And see, this is what you want to see with games like this, and with scrimmages like this. Who's going to step up? You know, who haven't we seen in camp that can, kind of show us what they got that we haven't seen all camp against another team. So number 30 is actually really having a great first couple series here for our Watonga Eagles.
He is, and the fun part is stuff like this. This is kind of all arms and legs right now. Things aren't as crisp as they are. These guys, they get 5 games deep in the season, and he'll sneak up behind that ball, tiptoe, and nobody will know he's there, and he'll pick it off pretty and smoothly and gracefully.
Yes,
and we'll get to yell about it.
That's right, Steve. We will. We'll get a chance to see all of it. Like we got a stoppage in play here. Coach probably want to get lined up correctly. Number 7 takes the snap. He's going to just stop with a screen pass out here to the outside. Good tackle right there by number 16. I tell you, he's not letting me go. He's going to gain about 2 yards. It looked like he could have had a lot there. And again, another great open field one-on-one tackle by your War Eagles, ladies and gentlemen.
So that was really good discipline staying home there. You don't know what's about to come until you see that ball come out of the quarterback's hand.
Yeah.
And he just left himself in the right position by watching and staying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Holding his position. And that's what you're taught to do, and he did it. And of course, on those slide screens, one of those linemen are coming for you. So again, we're seeing a lot of heart from our number 2s right now. Looks like they're in the positions they need to be. They had the one open receiver at that one play, but other than that, we've been pretty disciplined with our number 2s. And we're going to have another offside. Good. Number 51's is that 51 or 61?
61, I believe.
He's having a little trouble here watching the ball. And that's going to happen. Those are kinks that, he's going to work out here today. He's probably pumped up, excited. Again, want to hit this guy who's over here next to him. Fairview again, traditional pistol formation, 1 running back, quarterback, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pump fake. Got him. Number 12. He's going to make a throw. He's going to gain about...
It was about a 9 or so.
9-yard gain, 9-yard gain. Now, did he come from the tight end position? I wasn't able to see.
I wasn't either.
We'll see where he lines up this next play and figure it out, but it was actually a good catch. But again, a nice tackle by our 2s in the secondary.
One of the things that I'd like to add to this little system is the ability to do a replay. And watch
exactly. So if there's any sponsors out there listening, we are sponsored by nobody.
Right.
We're looking. Again, Fairview. Nice football play right there they just had. He's going to take a bad snap. Good up the middle tackle right there by your Eagles nose guard. Who is that right there?
They're going to lose about a yard or half yard on that play.
Beautiful tackle right there. Looks like Landon Wagner coming through. Nice football play, Landon. He broke to the line right there, stopped the run in the backfield, tackle for loss, just how you want it. Coach Parks, second unit, looking very sharp right now. Fairview should be coming up on play. They should be getting close to their limit. Our Eagles have our number 2s, our backups versus their backups right now has went our way, I would say, Steve.
I was just looking here, Derek. The numbers on the roster that we have might not be reflective of exactly what's out there on the field, but we do know names and grades, and I think we've got 5 seniors on the list here.
Yep.
And that means this is going to be a fairly young team.
Yes, it is. It is.
If we've heard great things, we're looking to see those great things. if we do, it's going to be coming from younger players.
Exactly.
So that means not only is this year exciting, but the future years are really could be exciting.
Exactly. This is how you build a program right here. This is how you build a program. I'm looking at the roster and seeing a lot of freshmen.
I see a lot of FRs on there.
Yeah, we see a lot of freshmen. We do. The young guys and who are probably out there right now getting some game experience. We're glad to see that. The numbers looking better for Watonga so far. And they're going to let this play go. Number 20 is going to take the ball. There's that 61 right there for your Eagles. Nice tackle. I tell you what, we are tackling very well with our second unit.
Yep, I agree with that. Not seeing a lot of hit and then extra yards after the hit. I'm seeing quite a bit of wrapping up.
Exactly, wrapping up, taking to the down by yourself. You know, by yourself. You know, ultimately you want a swarming defense. You want 2 or 3 guys there, but if they're not there, it's your responsibility to bring that ball carrier down and get it. Nice job by the Eagles' second unit on defense. Nice job, guys. Some familiar faces we can see coming off the field there, Coach. Some of the younger guys we've seen come up through our program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to see the Watonga ones. These are your starters here. It'll be led by Joe Jackson, quarterback Joe Jackson. He's going to be in his senior year. We met with Joe last night, and he's already in there. He's excited, and so he gets a chance to show us what he's learned over the summer and what a year's experience has given to him.
So, it's been fun to watch Joe over the years. He ran the ball for, I think, a year or 2, and now he's stepped into that quarterback role. And, as any true athlete does, he's just seamlessly moved into the position.
Exactly.
He's got a football head. He's got a lot of football smarts.
Exactly. We got a little triggeration coming here.
Yep.
Joe's going to go in motion right now, and Trenton Cole's back. Oh, excuse me. Fairview's on offense now. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at this all wrong. I need to.
Well, I was fooled too. So.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's not even week 1, Steve. So we'll get a pass on that.
We'll get sharper.
We'll get pass on Fairview. So I guess it's going to be Fairview ones, and that does sound about right. Fairview ones versus Watonga ones on defense. So what you're seeing now is Fairview's offense versus Watonga's first team defense.
And their line has gotten a little bit bigger now.
Fairview, always has a nice offensive line. Big boys down there in Fairview.
I think that went before the ball came up.
We're not on their cadence. Either the second unit or the first unit so far early. Not down there on the field.
Oh, somebody's doing push-ups. He's owning that one. Love to see kids taking responsibility for stuff.
Exactly.
That's good
and it's nerves. It's nerves.
Oh yeah.
It's nerves, and you want to get out there and hit somebody, and like I said, football is the only sport that you can go out there and physically just give it your all against somebody else. Screen pass out here, number 1. Nothing doing here. Good defense right there. Number 62, Duenas. We interviewed him last night. Great swarming to the football. Lots of speed right there by our Eagles. And Fairview to pick up maybe 1 yard.
Yep. Like to see that moving horizontal and not vertical. That's what you're after.
Exactly. Great play. So our secondary. All right. Cayman, and he told you his last name last night.
He did. I believe it was it Vitoric?
Vitoric.
I think that's how you pronounced it. He pronounced it.
We're still going to say Cayman today.
It's still intimidating on paper, folks. There's W's and Z's and R's and K's in there.
Exactly. Great kid, though. Oh, nice run. Nice move right there by Fairview's running back. Number 22. All right. It's going to be Blake Perez. I talked to Coach Bernard. Sorry, Coach Bernard. Actually, his son is the quarterback, Jack Bernard. And Blake Perez is their running back. Number 4, Isaiah Burris is going to be a receiver for them.
So, getting to interview Cayman yesterday, one thing I remember about him is you ask him about hitting somebody, and he smiles.
He smiles. He just lit up. Yeah, I haven't seen that since the '90s. He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's like you just said Christmas is tomorrow to a 3-year-old.
Yeah, he's like a caged animal. Let me out, coach.
Yep.
Let me out. Yeah, he's super out there. He's excited, and just the spirit, ladies and gentlemen, that we had last night, and the energy of the coaching staff, the football team. It's evident that we're doing our best to get this program turned around like it rightfully should. Fairview still on offense. Quarterback Jack Bernard. He'll take the snap, throw it out here. It's number 1. Nice football play. Number 1's a football player.
So we've got, they got a few yards on us there. Got a little number on our secondary, but if you watch the line right there and the last few plays, Fairview's line is big. Our line's big too. We're actually penetrating their line a little bit, and that's what we want to see out of a defensive line.
Exactly. Number 1 for your Fairview Yellow Jackets is going to be Brenner Fortune. I do have his number, so he's someone they look to go to there on the outside. Nice football play. Let's see how our Eagles team reacts. Jackson out here at the end. We got DeAndre Dunn out here at one corner. And number 15, Dakota Cox at the other corner. Roll out here, wide open here. Number 11 catches the football. Nice tackle right there by DeAndre Dunn.
Yep.
But a good football play by Fairview, making some yards. And
he picked up about 10 right there.
Exactly. Fairview actually not looking too bad. And if this was a normal game, they'd be moving the football right now. Coach Watson talking to his defense right now. Let's see how they respond. He's understanding and noticing probably the same things we are. A little success could lead to something else, so let's make a play and shut somebody down. Eagles, 4-3 defense. Roll out. Number 11 is wide open. He's going to make that catch, ladies and gentlemen. Great football play right there. And
indeed.
That post corner is giving us fits right now. That's going to be a problem right now.
That'll be something to work on.
Exactly. We've got to get that fixed in a hurry.
That's what these are for, though.
Yep.
They'll take a look at their film and be making corrections all this week, getting ready for Thomas.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Thomas will get a chance to see this film as well.
Indeed.
So maybe you don't want to play all of your coverages you're going to play next week.
Sure. No, you don't want to give all your cards away.
Exactly.
And one of the good aspects of that story is this
nice
is so
step.
early. Little changes make big changes out on the field at game time. So
real talk, Steve. Real talk. Nice football play. Number 62, Duenas again.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I tell you what, we've said his name a couple times, and I tell you, hey, great young man. We just sat down and talked to yesterday. I mean, just had the heart. He's just a true Watonga football player.
Yep.
And he's sounded very confident, ready to play. He's coming out here and playing like it right now. It's a great job by Ernesto. Good job, Ernesto. Let's come on and bring it again, Ernesto. Again, the Eagles. It's like 4-3, cover 3 defense. Number 22, he's got room out there, Steve.
Sure does.
Nice tackle, open field tackle there, right by number 10. Don't have his number. It's our free safety there.
So they're making some yards on our right side just a little bit.
Yep, they're having some success. Their ones on offense are, again, in the game, a real live game situation, that they would be moving the ball, looking to be scoring, would be in the red zone by now, or not scoring.
Yeah, certainly.
So that's something Coach Park and Coach Watson definitely got to address quickly. And the team out there right now, letting them know that, hey.
Of course, the defense gets a vote about that too. They would have been adjusting
exactly.
Moving personnel around, and I'm sure.
And all this is like, again, we don't know if this is the game plan for Thomas. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we don't know.
And that always really, as a player, as a coach, it would always intrigue me that we'd run stuff that we've been practicing all summer, and then when we scrimmage, we're running plays that we don't want our first opponent to run.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I see both sides of it, and I think that's what we're seeing now. And I think we're going to get a chance. We're going to have a little break here, ladies and gentlemen. But it looks like now Fairview's defense is coming out into the field.
Step on the field.
And we're going to get a chance to look at our first look at Joe Jackson. Now we'll get a chance to see Joe Jackson and our Watonga Eagles on offense in the one. So let's just say, let's give Thomas 7, 6. They missed the field goal, Steve.
Yeah, they missed the extra point.
They missed the extra point, and we'll give them 6. And now we got to come back and answer.
Yep.
A little overcast tonight, but like I said, it feels good up here.
Sure does.
Little muggy down there, huh, Steve?
So I was sitting here thinking a minute ago, we have a pretty good idea here in the booth who the players are going to be, at least the skill players.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our first look at the team, too.
Exactly. Joe Jackson, deep. Spread formation for your Watonga Eagles. Jackson gets the handoff. He's going to keep it. There's nobody there, Steve. Nice run by Joe Jackson.
So Joe got about 15 yards out of that. Very good run.
Easily good 15-yard run. Nice run. Nice play call.
And I'll credit the Fairview defense. They collapsed on him.
Yep.
And he still got another 5 yards after they collapsed.
Well, he's athletic enough to, use his juke moves, and he's got great feet work, real strong lower body. Really just a good athlete and football player, and was able to make a nice little move that you can't teach.
Yep.
Nice little move that you can't teach in practice. It's just natural ability, and picked up some nice yardage right there. And we've seen this from Joe Jackson his entire career. Spread formation again for your Watonga Eagles. Jackson deep. He's looking around. Takes the snap. He's rolling out, low pressure. This is what he does best. He's going to let it go, just throw it away. That's what we want to see. Now, we did get yards on that play, but from last year to this year, it's evident that Coach Watson has told Joe, throw it away.
Yeah.
Don't be a hero.
Don't try to force something in a play you're gonna regret, the next play.
Exactly.
Because you lost yards, or even, heaven forbid, they picked the ball off or something.
Exactly. So eliminating those type of tendencies for Joe was evident right there. You can tell he was thinking, hey,
good heady football play right there.
Exactly.
Put the ball on the turf,
and that's
on the grass.
Exactly. And that's progress from year to year. He went from a wishbone quarterback to dropping back. And that's just not easy for anybody. Doubles, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jackson deep. You get the ball, looks to throw. He's looking. He's looking. He's got a man, and that's going to be a flag. That would have
been an easy interference flag
on that
for
one.
the Eagles there.
If there was even a referee back there.
Downfield. Is that Dunn?
Yeah, that was DeAndre Dunn. He was beat, and if Joe would have let him, if he had him beat by a good 3 yards.
Yeah.
And if that's what we're going to see this year, Steve, that's exciting.
We're going to be hollering a lot in the booth.
And he had time to throw.
Yep.
And
that was the good news story right there that I thought. He stood back and really wasn't pressured at all. He was off to the left side of the scrum and didn't really feel anybody moving at him, and was able to just look downfield and throw the ball.
Exactly. That's Dueñas and Lamanek and those big boys up front. Nice job. Jackson deep. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. He's still on his feet. Picks up about 4 yards of just effort and tough running.
Yep, like to watch that man make people miss.
Yeah, the ability to do that. And we've had some success here, Steve. R1s versus their ones.
Agree.
Not, as explosive plays as they have had. We had Dunn beat a good throw. That's a touchdown. So we're tied up 6-6. We make that throw. So I know Coach Watson has to think in those terms that that's a shot we're going to have to take again, take a look at. And that's what we talked with Coach Cole about a lot yesterday, is just that receiving core. It's just going to be really difficult for Class 2A teams to have 4 athletic skill players to match up with us on the outside.
It is. The athleticism with which they catch the ball and the athleticism with which they move it after they catch it, it makes it, you have to respect them.
You
got to send people
there he is
out
again,
there.
Dunn again, and they're going to...
Little batted ball.
Yep, they got to Joe. Dunn was wide open. And this number 15 out here, is that, I want to say, is that Sanders? 15? I don't see a number 1 out there. Is he wearing number 15? I'm thinking that's Chris Sanders.
We're here and we think it's Phoenix white shirt.
Phoenix white shirt.
It's kind of got Phoenix's build. That's
now that you say it, that's Phoenix white shirt. Yes, all out here by itself. Phoenix, another good-looking kid, very tall. He's out here by himself, one-on-one. Looks like he'll get a lot of those opportunities if teams play him like this. This is just, one-on-one, man-to-man coverage out here. I'm sure Coach Watson's taking a look at that. Coach Cole's taking a look, and we will be seeing Phoenix and seeing what you can do here in a little bit, son. Joe, back deep. He's going to let it go. He's got Dunn again. Dunn, what?
Sanders,
excuse me. Sanders going to keep the ball.
He's actually going to put the ball in.
Phenomenal football catch right there, Steve. And there we go again. Number 10, ladies and gentlemen, sophomore Chris Sanders with an amazing catch.
So, folks, the numbers are a little hard because the roster we have isn't quite there, but we're going to cheat just a little bit. We've got a member of the senior class sitting here with us as one of the members of the booth staff. So Joe Kalicki is calling some names for us, and when we're slow on the uptake, Joe's pretty darn quick. So,
and we're happy to have Joe here with us, and hopefully Joe will be with us all season. That's a big help right there, Steve. So, and just going back to the football play. I mean, that was just one perfect football play, Steve, and to go up and to make that catch and the way that he fought for the football.
Yeah. So, it was bubbled, and the other guy had his hands right up in there, and he finally got his eyes and his fingers in the same place and got the ball in his chest.
And and a good throw by Joe Jackson. You're not going to make every perfect throw, Joe, but the ones that count, be money. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jackson doing his thing. 1 man to miss. He's going to get wrapped up. Good tackle right there.
He's just getting harder and harder to bring down year after year.
As his legs just keep getting stronger and stronger. He's got some lower body on him, let me tell you. Good football, a good defensive football play by the Fairview Yellow Jackets right there. Looked like Joe had some room on the outside, but they made a good individual play, and he couldn't get around the corner. So it's looking like our running game is having a little bit of problem, but we're having no problem on the outside here.
So I really would like to see the Eagles establish a strong running game with with their primary running back. Obviously, Joe is a huge running threat, and you got all these awesome receivers out here spreading the field out, and Joe's going to have a lot of success running this year because of them. But would also like to see us establish a true running back game.
Jackson
right up the
again,
middle.
back to pass. He's hurrying. He's again. Got a man wide open. Oh, number 40 right there. Don't have him on my roster.
Dakota Morris.
Morris. Okay, Dakota Morris got turned around a little bit. He was wide open. Fairview's got some gaps in their holds in their man-to-man defense. Fairview coming with the traditional man-to-man. Man-to-man, to our viewers out there who don't understand, I got 1 man all over the field, and right now Watonga's having no problem with this man-to-man coverage. And again, we don't know that Fairview's going to run man-to-man all year.
Yeah,
they could be a cover 2 team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Could be a cover 2 team, just trying to show their first opponent a different look. But right now, again, like I said, our receivers, especially their secondary, is there's a big gap there of athletic talent on the outside in favor of us. Jackson deep again. Dunn's going to come in motion. He's going to give him the fly sweep. Dunn takes a look. He's going to try to get a tackle.
Lose a couple yards on that one.
We're going to lose a couple yards on that one. Number 11 right there. That's going to be tied in Austin Hawk. Good football play right there. Disciplines kept in his lane and made the play. Looks like a little jet sweep to Dunn right there. I like the call. We just didn't get a block, Steve.
So, I think what we're seeing here is both offenses are in pretty darn good shape. Both defenses probably need a little bit of honing and fine-tuning.
Yes, exactly. Both offenses look great on both sides on our number 1s. through the air and running for Fairview. And as for Watonga, we've yet to get our running game going, but our passing game has looked, way better than I thought it would look at this stage of the season right now.
I'd like to see him practice up a few of those little short dumps just to practice getting yards. I need 7 yards. Let's go get them.
I agree with you. Just stop, turn around right now, DeAndre Dunn. Let me get you the ball in space. Jackson, he got a man wide open.
No, we're not going for short yards. We're going for all of them.
We going deep, and he had DeAndre Dunn, Steve. We had replay wide open for about 5 seconds right there. Look at
he was one step away, and that was it.
And DeAndre looking like, Joe, what are you doing? I'm wide open.
That's 10. That was Sanders again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Sanders again. Those two are going to be hard to stop. You can just kind of tell all year long. They're going to be our go-to guys, and that's why going back to a running game, like you said, is going to be so key and important, Steve, because I can tell you right now they're going to be double covered.
Well, and there's going to be 5 yards available pretty much every time you want to run the ball at some point if you keep airing it out like this. So.
Exactly. So we're going to take a break in action right now. It looks like both teams will take a little halftime, what we used to call it, get freshened up, get some water. Steve and I do not know which order we'll go in. From my experience, the ones will come back out, but as I say that, I look at the younger guys coming back out. So it looks like we'll go back with our twos versus their twos for another round, for another series. And nice job, first unit Watonga, Joe Jackson, nice job, DeAndre Dunn, nice job, offensive line, nice job. Good football series, Steve.
Good football series, and definitely want to second that O-line. Good job. That's it's kind of a thankless job down in there sometimes. You're, shoving people around and not running down the field and catching the ball, but looking good.
Yes, I agree with you, Steve. I agree with you 100%. So, looks like we're going to get even younger. Okay, we got number 74 coming in. Good looking guy to put in the middle there. I'm trying to figure out if we are on offense or defense.
Well, I think we're going to be on offense. We've been going east the whole time. So
yeah, we're going to be on offense again with Trenton Cole, your number 2, your backup quarterback this year. Had a great first series. Let's see what he can do this series. I guess the Yellow Jackets number 2. Gonna give it off to number 16 again. Nothing doing right there. Offensive line. Our second team offensive line, technique-wise, just not getting in position to open any holes right now for my man back here, number 16. But he's trying. He's running hard. He's giving a lot of effort. And again, we're just trying to find our weaknesses, trying to find who can play, who's going to help us this year. And so far, I'm liking what we're seeing from your Watonga football Eagles.
Love to see these coaches coaching the ones up after their effort out there on the field there.
Yeah, well, DeAndre Dunn, and we'll let this play, and we'll talk a little bit about it in between plays, Steve. Trenton Cole, that's going to be over bad snap over here. They're going to call the
blow it dead right there.
Exactly. So going back to we're up here and we're watching Coach Cole do what he does best with his players, which is, and like I told you, DeAndre Dunn was wide open, and sometimes that's frustrating as a player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're that talented and you're that wide open and you want to try so hard, you get mad. And that's things that just happen on a team. I mean, that's going to happen on every team. Joe's going to miss some, and he's going to hit some of those. So I'm sure by the end of the scrimmage, DeAndre going to work that out. Coach Cole probably did a great job of, whoa. That's a little hog. What we used to call that tackle, Steve? What do we used to clothesline. Little clothesline tackle right there on Trenton Cole. Again, it's just nice to be back here, Eagle Nation alumni community. If you're out there, if you're listening, we're glad to have you. Steve and I are here. Glad to be bringing this broadcast to you tonight. And this is something, like I said last night, we're going to try to provide for you all year long.
Real happy to see the number of folks that have come out and sitting in the stands tonight for the scrimmage. We've got a pretty good crowd here, folks.
For scrimmage, we got a nice crowd. We do. We have a nice crowd. And Steve, I'm actually looking at people actually watching the game,
right?
And not on their cell phones,
right?
So their kids.
That's even better news.
Exactly. So, Watonga Nation, we travel well. We pack the stadiums well when we have great programs and great seasons. So it's no surprise. Cole going deep. There's a wobbly ball right there. Number 33. Oh, nice play right there.
That's a nice defensive play by an offensive receiver right there.
Exactly. Number 89. We don't know his number, but he had to turn himself from an offensive player into a defensive player with the quickness, didn't he, Steve?
That that doesn't mean a whole lot in a scrimmage. Nobody's going to count that in the stats probably, but that's a heady play right there. A kid just reaches out and slaps that ball down, gets it on the turf, and that wipes out what would have been probably an interception.
Exactly. Easy interception.
Yep.
Good play. Good football play right there. And I think that's what I'm noticing now with these series here now, Steve, from last year to this year. Just more discipline of football knowledge. You know what I mean? Just the game of football. And Coach talked to us a little bit about that last night, didn't he?
He did. He talked about how it's he's just been talking about the game quite a bit with the team. I noticed on the Facebook page one of the things that got posted was a picture, I think, of Coach Watson up at a whiteboard, and he was doing something. But the caption was something along the lines of Coach Watson was teaching about the history of football today.
Right, yeah.
Where did this game come from?
Exactly. He told us that last night, and it was a very cool technique, coaching technique I've been around the game a long time, and I've never had a coach sit me down and want to know the history of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so that was a plus in my book for a young coach who. We don't really know that we will get to know. Nice job, Coach Watson.
So Coach Watson comes to us from Texoma out in the Panhandle, long ways out there, and
interception.
There's a little interception.
Yeah, got him that time.
So they'll blow that dead and start it over since it's scrimmage time.
Blow that dead, started over, and just a bad throw by Cole. Receivers looked like he was double covered there, and those are decisions that. Our backup quarterbacks are going to make. I was talking to Coach Cole yesterday, and number 6 Trenton Cole went and played a few position his years here at our program, and now he's the backup quarterback. So it tells you what kind of athlete he is, and so he's going to make mistakes, shake it off, move on to the next play.
Well, yeah, and I mean, where he's at right now, you want him to make as many mistakes as possible, right? This is a scrimmage. He'll learn from every one of them.
Exactly.
And they don't count. These are throwaway plays.
Exactly. Cole deep, bad snap. He's going to do something with it. Makes a tough throw out here. And number 30 is...
We're not sure. We're looking at each other. I was looking at the roster, and I don't think that's right.
If you would have seen the looks up here right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun this year.
We are, definitely.
All right. Let's go number 2s. Trenton Cole. He'll be deep. Watonga. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Running back. Fairview. 3-4 defense. Looks like now they're still in their man-to-man defense. There's a pass out here. Screen. He's got some potential here. Number 30. Nice move. You're going to call a flag, and he's going to keep going and keep going. And he almost has it. Almost has it.
Got caught 10 yards out.
Exactly. Nice football play. A little slip screen right there to number 30. Dakota. Soto. Do we call him Soto again? Mr. Soto having himself a ball game. It looks like I do see some yellow laundry on the field. Is that going to be pushing it back?
That's what one of the members of our coaching staff was indicating, but I don't know if he was just goofing around or...
No, it looked like that first block by a receiver out here. Can't remember his number. Was blocking, and I think the guy got past him, and he probably blocked him in the back, I'm assuming. But still a good football play and a good run right there by Mr. Soto. We made some nice plays here tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good plays on both sides of the ball from both the ones and the twos tonight. So.
Cole back deep. Spread offense for your Eagles. He's going deep. Got a man. Make that catch. Oh, there you go.
Oh, so close.
So close. So close right there. Great throw. Almost a great catch. And a good-looking football play. Nice call by Coach Watson. Again, Fairview standing at traditional man-to-man. And now our twos are even getting a little throw action there by Mr. Cole. Good football right there by Trenton Cole.
So, being a lefty, Derek, I haven't ever looked into this too much, but is it any more difficult for a defense to anticipate what a left-handed quarterback is going to do than it is a right-handed?
It never was for me. And I started my career playing free safety and was reading the quarterback all the time. I mean, it's different angles, but it's still football.
Yeah.
You know, they might throw the ball different. The spiral, the way it comes out of their hand might look different, but it never affected me. And I can't speak for everyone, but no, Steve, with my experience, it never affected me back there. I was just always trying to get an interception.
Once it's in the air, it's
exactly.
all eyes.
Cole rolling deep, rolling left. Excuse me.
He's going to pick up a couple yards there. That's
exactly.
not a bad little run.
Cole's had a good scrimmage. Yeah. He made some mistakes, some growing errors, some mistakes, but for his first time being back there in game action, you know, not bad at all.
Well, you know, we've seen quite a bit here. Just ability to handle the ball. You know, he's comfortable back there. You can tell that. He doesn't get jumpy and itchy to take off.
Yep.
So, you know, we want to see Joe Jackson take every snap, you know, behind center this year. You know, don't want to see him have to come out for any reason, but if he does, I think we're seeing good things out of our backup quarterback.
I would agree with you 100%, Steve. Mr. Cole has come in and, like I said, adjusted his position. Back there, standing tall, doing a great job, excellent job. One mistake on the interception, but again, he'll shake that off and learn from it. And just looking at him, the eye test with him, he's a
meaty football player.
Yeah, just an immediate football player, and it just, you know, I keep thinking fullback with him. I don't know why, but you know, he's talented enough to play backup quarterback, so that says a lot about him.
So you can tell he's been in the weight room this summer.
Exactly. Exactly.
Doing a lot of squats. He's got, you know, big muscles in his legs, and you know, he's going to be able to move the ball for us.
He's going to help us, and he's not a senior, so he'll be returning this year.
Yep.
So he'll be getting some great experience this year for us, going into the next year and looking at being a leader. So now we're going to have our number 2 defense on the field right now, and we'll look at Fairview's number 2s, and I believe it'll be a halftime. I believe, not 100%. Fairview huddling up. Like coach is trying to dial one up. Be ready, Eagle defense. Coach Park trying to get his guys pumped up here. Yeah, these are the younger guys out here getting their alignments right, learning the game of football from a high school level. These coaches understand that. Both teams understand that. We all know who's out on the field right now getting that game experience. Valuable game experience, I might add.
Yep, indeed. See a familiar face on the other side of the ball, coaching over there.
Really?
Wearing a big F on his Fairview on his shirt. Coach J.T. Maynard is joined
Is that Coach Maynard?
Yep.
Okay, sure is. It sure is. Okay, I knew he was not coming back with his brother, former head coach Zach Maynard, but I did not know he went to Fairview.
Yep, he landed at Fairview and he's helping them out now.
Okay, well, good for him. Good for him. And we want to thank him for all that he and the Maynard family did for us those years they were here. We appreciate you guys if you're out there listening, and wish you good luck wherever you're at right now. I believe Coach Maynard's at Hobart.
I believe so too.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of good football coaching went on when he was here.
Yep.
Didn't have as much success as we've had in some years, but, you know, there's a lot of technical football got learned in those years, so we're appreciative of that.
Real talk, Steve. Fairview. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Number 7, quarterback Deves. Take the fan. That was a handoff. Number 28 has been running hard all game long. He's continues to run hard. But a good football play right there. Good tackle right there by your War Eagles. Number 16. Again, just very impressed with our open field tackling right now on both the 1s and the 2s.
I've been too. I have been too. You know, the last thing you want to see is guys wanting to just run up there and pop somebody,
Right.
and then hope they fall down.
Or
And,
or out in space scared.
yeah.
You know what I mean, Steve?
What we're seeing here is some good, solid contact. Not just trying to pop somebody hard, but good, solid contact and arms around them.
Exactly. Handoff again.
Right there.
There you go. Just like that. Now there's a team tackle right there. Beautiful. Nice teamwork right there. Good swimmer to the football. Great penetration in the backfield. And a good play for our defense.
So the guy you're trying to tackle, he gets a vote in all this. He's going to try to, you might think it's easy just to run up to somebody and throw your arms around them and throw them on the ground, but it's not, because they're going to try to move out of your way.
Exactly.
And you saw that on that play right there.
Yep.
That runner, tried to give his tackler a little bit of a sidestep, but that arm around that runner's waist is what gave the tackler the chance to hang on to the tackle.
Exactly. Nice form tackling right there. These guys have been doing the tackling dummies. You can tell they've been practicing, and tackling has been of importance. We're looking good. Here's an offense off tackle here. Again,
It's a good stop right there.
Exactly. Number 25 is where to come up and stick your head in there.
So they're going to pick up about 2.5 yards with a runner with a full head of steam with the ball, and we were able to put enough mass on his mass to keep him from running through us and getting 2 more yards.
I love how you put that, Steve. Mass on mass. That's right. That's what it takes. And again, we're not afraid to step up in there and take a hit. We're not waiting. We're attacking. And I like that from our 1s and our 2s. So Fairview spread out here. Pistol formation again. Looking it over. Fairview coach Bernard calling out instructions to his second unit. Looks like he's trying to dial one up here, and he does. A little out route out here. We got to make a tackle, and this is just what we're talking about right now. Number 8, good tackle right there. And number 31, Steve, exactly what we just went over it.
Indeed.
It's not easy, is it?
You don't get them all.
You don't get them all, and you're going to miss like that sometime. But the effort was there to come up, and his teammates was right there to help.
Well, that's the key right there. You got teammates that are watching,
Exactly.
and they're backing up. Just like in baseball, you got your cut man. You might not need him, but he's there just in case.
Exactly. And again, it's just the experience for that. Number 31 out there, our left corner out there. I mean, he's gonna, that's teaching him right there. Those experiences, those game action experiences. So you're gonna back up a little bit, like Coach Parks. Gonna back his corners up a little bit in a little cover 3, 4-4, traditional Coach Park defense. Off tackle run again. Nice tackle right there by number 25. Nice hard run on the Fairview Yellow Jackets, number 40. Little yards right there, but not much. Again, nice open field tackling. Coach Park giving a little demonstration. He wants things done out there. Coach Park is fun to work with.
Kind of neat to see Coach Watson out there in the middle of the field after every play, coaching people up.
Yeah. There's another out route right there. Missed tackle. Number 24 right there. So Fairview, second team, just keep it pretty basic. Just little 5-yard outrights that you said earlier, Steve, that you'd like to see. And they must have heard us over there in the next booth, and that's the plan of attack that they've come with right now today.
Well, you got to practice all parts of the game.
Exactly. And if that's what you can do best, then why not do it?
Right. I don't know if we're going to get to see the kickers practicing today.
No, I doubt it. Not in the scrimmage. Although I have seen some.
Have you?
Those situations, yes. Goal line situations, field goal situations, extra points. I have seen it in the scrimmages. I doubt we see it today. He's going to roll to the right. post corner again, and it's going to come up with a catch right there. And I tell you what,
about a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, nice looking football play. That post corner is giving us fits right now. And see, that's another thing you don't take into consideration when we're running these series right now, Steve. Now, this is the second series for our number twos, I believe, and then here comes fatigue.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And so this is why scrimmages are so good, because being in condition in the gym is much different than being in condition out here on the football field.
Oh yeah. And you see Coach Watson over there coaching up his player, kind of going over, whatever it is he feels like he needs to talk to him about. But, this is the time.
Exactly.
Right after a play, right after they've gotten a bunch of yards, gotten a big pile of yards on us, let's go talk about why they did that and what that might look like in a real game.
No doubt. No doubt. Again, 4-4 linebackers, about 5 yards deep. Safety is going to be about 5'10", 16, 17 yards deep.
Well, that was not going to find any hands to run away in.
Little bubble pass out here to your left. That's very, if you haven't practiced that and your timing's not right on that. Looks like an easy throw and catch, but it's not. Your timing is going to, especially if you got a defender.
Yeah,
tracking
in your left peripheral vision right there, that's all you can see.
Exactly.
I've been there. I've stood in that spot before.
Yep.
It's hard to stand there still and catch a ball.
It sure is. It sure is.
Because none of us could catch that ball and not already be thinking about which way we need to move to get out of that guy's way.
It's impossible not to. Unless you just like pain. Oh, right there. We brought to the line right there. Good tackle right there. Number 25. It's the way to step up and fill. Good job. And what I'm seeing right now, and this is kind of cheating because I work very closely with Coach Park one season many years ago, but his defense is always going to be designed to either attack the outside or the middle with patience. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
It's a patience of rush. Okay. We ran a lot of what we would call bluff blitzes, and I can guarantee you we'll see that with him this year. So a good series right there by our number twos, I thought, Steve.
Yeah, I thought so too. That this looked a lot better than their first tryout, right out of the chute.
Exactly. Again, going back to fatigue and things like that, Fairview's twos might not be as great a shape as we are right now.
And some of it is, you get warmed up a little bit out on the football field, you get a little more comfortable, your nerves kind of calm down. This is a scrimmage, but I guarantee you there was plenty of nerves because this is the first real competition where you're
hitting somebody else.
It's not your friends hitting you.
Right.
It's those other guys that don't know you at all and aren't as concerned about you as your friends might be.
Exactly. Joe Jackson back. Watonga Joe's quick throw out here to Dunn.
Oh.
And Dunn's going to drop it.
He had a pile of yards laying right in front of him.
He had room, didn't he? He had room. And he'll make that catch 9 times out of 10. But what did we just say? It's so difficult to catch that pass.
Right out there in that flat.
Yep, because you're anticipating your next move. And so the first thing, you got to catch the football first. First thing to do is catch the football, and it's just,
running backs have made a lot of hay out of catching balls out in the flat like that. You think maybe that's because they're a lot more used to being so close to defenders up there in the middle that they're just a little more comfortable out there catching a ball and then looking where they're going to go?
You mean on like screen passes and those swing routes and things like that? Yeah, you practice those so many times in practice, Steve. You know what I mean? And there's reads. I'll give there's a player. Give me a chance to go ahead and finish what I said. There's certain reads and there's certain. It depends on what level you're on. There's certain reads of the quarterback, hot reads and stuff. You know the ball is coming. You kind of see who's out there already. That's what I used to do. I would see who was out there, who had to block, and I loved them actually, Steve.
Did you?
Yeah, I liked it because I like to run in space. Football as a running back, you're gonna have to run through the middle and face those big guys. But if I didn't have to, if I catch me a corner, he's gonna have a problem because You know, first he's got to tackle me, and if you got athletic ability out there one-on-one on space, it really comes down to who's the better athlete. Jackson deep. He's going to be sacked. Good penetration right there by your Fairview Yellow Jackets. Got through our offensive line that time. Jackson, no time to throw.
Well, there aren't any bad mistakes out here today.
Right. There you go.
Any mistake made or any learning opportunity is what you're looking for.
That is a brilliant point, Steve. Brilliant point. Brilliant point. Next weekend when it comes.
Next weekend, be a different story.
Yes.
Coaching staff will have more words.
Exactly.
More teaching words, I'm sure. Right, Derek?
I thought you said worries. I said, yeah.
You're going to have them too.
Worries, nerves, everything. It's week one. It's week one. This football is exciting. I'm glad it's back. I think the whole country's glad anticipating football coming back.
Yep.
We love the summer, but let's get back to our fall sports. Our fall life, to say it that way, huh, Steve?
Yep, and it's going to be nice because the restrictions that we had last year are kind of eased up a little bit. Mostly in football, we watched football games together, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm just glad that things are kind of loosening up just a little bit.
Exactly. Jackson, option, done.
Oh,
outside, nice move, DeAndre done. Very nice football play. I like
beautiful.
To see that. That is going to be dangerous, Steve.
So Jackson kept that ball just the right amount of time.
Exactly.
Right before the defenders made their way to him, and then he dumps it off to Dunn.
There you go. There you go. And their pitch relationship was perfect right there. Everything, the timing, everything looked good right there. Good football play. And that's going to be a problem for defense to stop as well. That option right there. Who are you going to take, Joe Jackson or DeAndre Dunn?
There's just something about the lines of a good option play like that. The arc of the I don't know what you call him, receiver, the recipient of the pitch, the
right.
arc that he makes a kind of pivoting around the or using the quarterback almost as a pivot as he runs around him. It's just a pretty set of lines. I've always liked to watch that.
Exactly. Your path. The path is.
Yep.
Eagles spread. Nice job right there by DeAndre. Offensive line gave him time to do that. Joe's going to keep on the quarterback draw. Fairview is going to be right there, gang tackling right there. Number 56 out here. It's Watonga Fairview. Let's keep cooler heads, fellas.
Well, it is football, and there's passion down there.
There's hitting down there, Steve.
Yeah, I like to see guys get fired up. I don't ever want to see any bad sportsmanship stuff,
exactly.
but a little bit of pushing and shoving never hurt anybody.
Right.
You do that while after the ball snapped, and sometimes they just keep going a little too long.
Exactly.
I'll get back to it here. Have Jackson.
There you go.
Now go ahead, Derek.
Jackson back deep. Done in motion.
Oh, I was going to go a little bit over Jackson's head. Fairview coaches are getting pretty fired up. Nope, pardon me, that's not. That's one of our coaches.
That's Park. You're going to see that all year.
Oh, is that Coach Park? Okay, fair enough.
That's Coach Park. You'll be seeing that all year long. He is full of enthusiasm.
So he's going to be picking up the lid from his water bottle.
Yeah.
Well, I know how frustrating stuff can be. You work on stuff over and over and over again and think you've got repetition. You've done enough reps that how can muscle memory fail me?
Right. Exactly.
And then when it does, it can be. I can understand. Frustrating. Frustrating for the players too.
Exactly.
Because they want to do good just as much as anybody.
We're yet to see Phoenix Whiteshirt out here all by himself, one-on-one. I'm sure Coach Watson has seen that too as well. He's going to back up, and we got to get the snap here, fellas. Joe's getting a little frustrated there with the snap. Again, Steve, I loved your point. There's no mistakes out here today.
No, everything's a learning opportunity. The only bad thing that can happen is if you have one of these opportunities that you don't learn from.
Exactly. That's that. There you go, Steve. There you go. That's a very good point. And Watonga and Fairview, whether it's a scrimmage or first game of the season, it just seemed like we always had Fairview on our schedule somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, district-wise. You know, they were big ball games. But now this year with the realignment of district, they are not in our district. We get the snap this time. Wide open. There he is. Oh, and Joe throws it behind him. Phoenix white shirt. Wide open.
Joe's wishing he had that one back. You can see it.
Exactly.
Body language all over.
Exactly. 160.
Well, folks, we'll be back in the action here in just a minute. Coaching staff's going to take a minute to talk up the players a little bit. I think Watonga will have another player or two here before we break. A little bit of time to take a breather, get a drink of water.
Yeah.
And then get back to it.
Exactly. Here we go. Jackson deep. Spread formation. DeAndre Dunn. Phoenix white shirt out here to your left. Chris Sanders up top. Jackson. He's looking deep. He's looking for Dunn. He's got him. Make the adjustment. Just cannot make the throw.
It overthrew him.
Exactly.
It's okay, Joe. He's got his hands on his knees. He knows. But, you know, there aren't any mistakes made out here that aren't a good thing, because making them here is not making them in the real game. And you get to look back on it, think about it, learn from it.
Yeah. Let's turn a negative into a positive here, Steve.
You bet.
These guys are wide open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Joe, just make the throw, son. You've made them all summer long. You guys have practiced these throws all summer long. Just relax right now. Don't try too hard. You know, I think that sometimes when you become a senior, you try too hard. I know I tried way too hard my senior year in both high school and college, and really didn't like my results. So just calm down and play football. Just play football. Don't think. Just play. Joe out. Jackson out here is going to just put his head down right there. And looked like that was a little RPO right there. Like Dunn was an option to throw to, or Joe could keep it, and Joe kept, put his head down and got what he, and took what he could get.
So I'm not sure. You know, we've had quite a few high snaps in a row, and we all know that you know, there's going to be about 1 million reps in the next week. You know, for our snapper. They're gonna get this worked out, but you know, it's almost like when a golfer. I don't know if you've played golf a whole lot or not, Derek, but
I'm a hacker, Steve. But I hack all the time.
I'm a hacker too. So when you get something tweaked in your swing,
right?
Sometimes it takes going back and having somebody else look at you,
right.
Maybe a pro, maybe watch yourself on video before you can get that you know, whatever it is out of your swing. And I think the same thing happens with snappers.
Okay.
You know, we've got high snap after high snap, and I think it's really just going to take going back into the on the practice field and getting some reps in.
Exactly, reps. I mean, you know, when it gets to this point and it's being this much of a you know, a problem early on here, you know, it's simple. But you're going to take 1,000 snaps before practice, and you're going to take 1,000 snaps after practice.
Almost get in your own head a little too much and start thinking about too much, and that becomes what causes the problem.
What is that movie, Steve? I know you've seen it with Kevin Costner.
Tin Cup.
He's got the, what they call him, the when you can't his golf swing. What does he call it? His partner.
The Shanks.
The Shanks.
He got the Shanks.
There you go. Yep. We're having a little shakiness right now out here with our
well, and it's real. And you know, they put it in that movie because it's in all sports.
Yeah. Yep. It is. It is.
You get a little something in your head or a little something in the muscle memory that's not quite what it was when you were in practice, and you got to get back to the practice field, get back to your stance, get back to what you know, and then do that 100 times, and everything will be all right.
Everything will be all right. And Steve, you know, if your head can be a true, you know, challenge. You know, it can be a true challenge. It becomes mental.
It can be your worst opponent.
It can be your worst opponent. Exactly what I was trying to say. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers left. Deep. Jackson, he's got Dunn wide open, and he's going to miss him again. And Dunn is just running away from these kids in the Fairview secondary, and we're just not completing them right now by our senior quarterback, our leader, our star, Mr. Joe Jackson.
Well, Well, part of what they need, I know they know each other well. We talked about that yesterday, and they've grown up together. They've been playing football together for a long time. One of the things they'll learn is Joe will figure out, when Dunn is running certain routes, where he's going to be, and he'll figure out where the other guys are going to be when they're running that same route, because they're not always going to be on the same blade of grass.
Exactly.
Exactly. He'll figure out that Dunn maybe goes a little shallower or a little bit deeper with his crossing routes like that, and once they kind of link up. Look out, folks.
And they will, yeah. I mean, we got a full season to go. And,
sure.
And Steve, we asked him that question last night. How long have you guys, how was your summer? Did you guys throw a lot to each other in the summer? And, they both told us they work with each other in the summer. So they know each other. You're 100% right. Right now, if I'm Coach Watson, my quarterback, and this is just me, I'm going to just pull him for a play or two.
Yeah.
Maybe let Trenton Cole get a couple snaps in with the first team. And to say, hey, Joe, you're not losing your position or anything like that. Just step back, take a play off, quit thinking, and then when you want to get back in the game, I mean, when your head's right and you get back in the game, just let the game come to you. You're a great football player. You've been a great football player all your life. Just relax.
So the Eagles going to step over on defense here. Going to get another look at the Fairview offense.
Okay, number 28, been running pretty good today. Good tackle right there by our Eagle defense.
So, Derek, I'm not certain we were looking at all of the Yellow Jacket bigs up front there.
I'm looking at a whole bunch of, are those jerseys on the end of that infield back here, or are those pads?
I don't know. Those may be athletic bags.
Bags, okay. So you think
So now it looks like we're looking at our big cadre. Maybe this is the same guys, and my eyes were just needing to adjust. But I kind of got the feeling a minute ago that we might not have been looking at the entire first squad, but maybe we were.
Double pump, double move, wide open here. All he's got to do is make this catch.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's going to be. Is that white shirt?
15, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, white shirt just got caught up here. Got beat with a double move. Anytime you see a wide receiver that wide open, most of the time, 99% of the time, it's going to be from a double move. They've been running those out routes consistently here lately, so they're setting it up. So they've been setting this play up that we just saw here for the last 8 or 9 plays in white shirt. I'm sure if we had instant replay, we could see what happened, but I'm sure he just bit on it, and my man was completely wide open. Good call at Fairview.
A little bit of movement before the ball was snapped there. I'm not sure who did it first.
It's going to be our left end over there. Trying to get off the ball. And see now, Stephen, these are things, like I said, there is no mistakes, as a coach. There is no mistakes out here today, but those to me are mistakes as a coach. Does that make sense?
You bet. You bet.
Because this is something you've been you've been taught since Pee Wee or 8th grade or 6th grade. You need to watch the football and control your adrenaline. So as a coach, I'm frustrated with that because in a real game, that's 5 yards.
Sure.
And keeps drives going.
No, yeah, and you want to use that as as another opportunity for guys to learn, patience down there. Look at the ball.
Exactly.
Just go back to your coaching.
Exactly. There's another out route, same route that they've been running all day. Good tackle out there in space, but Joe Jackson. Again, they've had success with that out route, and the Fairview coach, it's only one play that his upcoming opponent will see that they've run consistently. Most coaches are going to use a system, a tendency system each week. Tendencies of how many times they run this play, how many times the team will go this way, how many times, and so you don't want to give away any tendencies right now.
Right, not here before the season's even begun.
Exactly.
So you had guys coming in expecting, I'm sure players coming in expecting to run the same play a lot of times.
No,
probably still getting tired of it.
Exactly. Dropping deep here. Got a man wide open here. He's got one man to beat. He's breaking tackles. Nice effort right there by our Yellow Jackets. We had the Eagles there, but a nice throw catch. He took the hit, Steve. Hey, give him props for that one.
Yep. So they're kind of picking on the left side of our defense here.
They found something. Yep. They have found something here. Fairview has, and Phoenix White shirt over Coach Watson over there coaching him up out there, talking to him. letting them know to kind of, again, all these guys, they look, the effort's there. They're trying their very best. They just need to get out of their head. They might be trying a little bit too hard. But he can expect they're going to be coming back that way. So he needs to get ready, shake it off, and move on.
Run the ball this time.
Yep. Good, strong tackle right there. Joe Jackson.
Tell these Eagles have been in there in the weight room
exactly.
working on their arms, too.
Doing it. Exactly. Joe's mad about what happened on offense. He's taking that a little bit of defense.
Well, that's okay, too. We'll take it, Joe.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Got to take our frustrations out somehow, huh? Good play right there, Joe. Good comeback. Now, Joe, if I'm you, I'm going to play great defense, you know. I missed, way too many throws tonight. Let me go dominate on defense and make this up to my teammates. Fairview, I tell you what, they've come out in pretty much the same formation. And they're running the out route. And those double moves is what we got to watch for right now. And there's again. Wide open, number 7. It was wide open with the post corner. Quarterback missed him. And what that is coverage right there, Steve. Looks like we're in a cover 3. I'll pay attention to this next play, but it looks like we're in traditional cover 3. And the safety pretty much has that half of the field. I mean, excuse me, if it's cover 3, he has a quarter. Free safety has a quarter. Other cornerback has a quarter. Strong safety has a quarter of the field. Now, how he's getting by on the out route is because they're sending one. So the corner has his responsibility to come up. The safety has to come up behind him and take that second man going to the corner.
So when we see a wide open man like number 7 was right there, are we seeing a safety that needs to play a little bit closer up into the defense just a little bit?
We're going to take a look at it right now. They're going to be 3 wides right now, Steve. 3 wides, one in the backfield. Now, defensively, Joe Jackson's out here. DeAndre Dunn's out here. So this is truly a cover 3 defense. Okay, where Joe's actually really got 2 people. Traditionally, me as a football coach, I would like Joe a little closer to, I just don't like receivers getting free
yards. Yeah.
I mean, just off the line of scrimmage, you know what I mean? Get a free release off the line of scrimmage. But, hey, whatever works. That's just me, and it looks like we're playing a much softer zone, and Fairview Yellow Jackets are just kind of finding their spots right
One
now.
thing to be said for that little 5-yard bump, it gives you a little bit of time to watch.
Yeah.
Like, so you bump him, and you get to watch the quarterback for another half second or so.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, you're exactly right. Another out route, another little stop out right here. Joe Jackson! Whoa! There's a highlight film.
WWF move right
I
there.
told you, Steve, he's mad about offense, man. He's mad about what he did on offense. Sit down. There you go, Joe. Take it out on D. That's the leader. That's senior leadership. You're mad, you're frustrated. Use all those emotions on defense right now. Show your team that, hey, this is your team. You care about this team. And if I messed up, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it up. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it up. Awesome right there. And what great strength.
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
Woo!
My old man's back wouldn't do that.
No. I suggest we not try this. 3 wides out here. Same defensive formation. Looks like, again, cover 3. Jackson actually got 2 men. He's watching the quarterback. The holes are wide open over here.
There we go. Picked off.
There we go. Number
so that's
10,
Mr. Sanders.
Mr. Sanders.
With the magic hand.
Exactly. And that's a turnover in a real football game. That would have been a huge momentum play right there,
sir.
Steve.
Yes,
and
sir.
We're going the other way. Joe gets the ball right back in his hands to make up for the bad throws, and all is forgiven when we get a touchdown. You know what I mean? That's football, and that's how it works. And
so
that's why we love it.
The play immediately previous to that was the one where Joe, tackled the guy by throwing him up into the air and then back on the ground. And so you got to believe that does a little something for, loosening everybody up. Yeah, we've made a few mistakes here, but, I just saw Joe, my leader, do that, so step in there and make a play.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Did that stop? I didn't know the whistle. We can't hear up here, folks, if the whistle was blown before the play or not, but it looked like the winners got back there real quick.
Tell you what, we might just pop this window open before it starts snowing in here. We got the air conditioner going pretty good, and it is, folks, it's getting chilly now.
It is. There we go. Now we feel a little bit more natural, huh,
Yeah, a
Steve?
little humidity.
A little humidity. A little Oklahoma spirit, a little Oklahoma weather right now here in late August. Fairview, double wides. The receiver jumped out here. They're going to keep the ball up the middle. Nice tackle right there by Trenton Cole. That's how you step up and fill up in the hole. Coach Park excited right there for his defense. Stepping up, making a play, and rebounding.
Yeah, glad to see the defense behaving and performing the way they are right now. Their first, the first team's first shot on the field as a defense wasn't as successful as they would want, but this has been a lot more productive.
And a lot more productive. And again, you got to think game time situation. You know, that interception right there by our free safety, that was huge. Momentum is definitely in our way, on our side right now. Traditional outright, he drops it. Okay. Defense in position right there. DeAndre Dunn back there, protecting the back end. And Watonga defense right now, acting like they're a little mad about what happened on offense. Just a minute ago, Steve. So that's good to see. That's good to see. And again, and just keep harping on it. I mean, it's just so impressive just to see the attitude of this football team this year, Steve. You know, nobody's dropping their head. No. I mean, it's almost more like they expect to be better than, you know, they are. You know, and that's what you want. You know, you want to expect to set the bar high for yourself. They did that in sports last year, and most of our sports here in Watonga, especially ladies basketball and track and field and cross country. And it's just kind of pouring over into other sports.
Sure is. A little bit of Eagle pride.
A little bit of
just
Eagle pride.
Seeping through the whole system.
Exactly. Exactly. We'll stop and play here. Looks like we got the refs talking to both coaches here. And I see the yard markers come back up, so this could turn into game-like situations to where we're all going to move the ball, Steve, and go for first downs and play a game simulation.
That's what it looks like. It might be going to be there.
Yep.
Brought out the first down marker.
And let's do it. Let's see what, you know, let's you know, simulate, you know, first down, second down, penalties, all that kind of stuff. Real football action. Coaches, you know, get a good chance to, you know, understand and dial up plays in certain situations that, you know, normally without a, you know, yards, without going for first down, we wouldn't know.
Derek, the way they've got the down marker set up and the first down marker, which is also the ball marker, looks to me like this might be
we're
on offense.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be on offense.
Going the other direction now.
Yep, and we'll be going the other direction.
So we haven't seen any action headed west all evening.
Nope. So they've had halftime, I guess. We're going to skip to that and go right into game-like situations right here. Joe's going to get a chance to redeem himself. Just calm down, Joe. Make the throw. DeAndre Dunn's winning his matchup all night. You'll get another chance to do it. And we snap the ball over our quarterback's head again. And that's got to be driving Coach Watson crazy.
Yep. Joe's a little frustrated too. You can tell it. But you know what? Get this worked out.
This is an easy fix. This is not a hard fix at all. I mean, it's just going to come with the territory when you're playing new players, and the tempo of the football game is new. You know, the speed's new. You know, you haven't seen this type of speed or lack of speed,
right?
You know, all summer long.
So they moved the ball back 5 yards, even though it would have been potentially a bigger loss than that.
Right.
They just move it back 5 yards and start over here.
And now you're second and long. Second and long. Jackson deep, looking for Dunn. He's got
dirty ball,
and Dunn just ran in between. Looked like he kind of couldn't find the ball at some point in Joe's throw. And that connection right there between Joe Jackson and DeAndre Dunn, I'm 100% confident that by week 4 or 5 will be just amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, isn't it? So I think Joe has improved a bit on the tightness of his spiral. That's going to give him a little more yardage out of his throws.
Exactly.
just throwing a good, pretty tight ball this year.
Yeah, he's worked on his mechanics. You can tell. He's worked on his mechanics. You can tell his confidence levels there. He's standing in the pocket. He's choosing the right receiver, which is very important for a quarterback. Yep. His reads are correct. It's just his timing with Dunn is off. He's either overthrowing it or underthrowing it, which tells me he's still doesn't have that confidence in his arm that he should.
Sure. And I think what would help that is some short routes.
Right.
Let's get him 7 yards. Let's get him, 5 yards.
Steve, 100% right. He's going to take off and run and keep it himself this time. He's got man.
There we go.
There we go.
So just get a catch, right? That's a big plus.
Exactly. Number 15 right there.
I think everybody remembers a guy at OU named Josh Heupel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Josh.
Became a member of the coaching staff for many years.
Many years.
Josh wasn't the best long ball thrower.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't, you get 15, 20, 30 yards down the field. He wasn't the most accurate quarterback they ever had.
Right.
But golly, that guy could read defenses, and he could, like you said a minute ago, that was key. He could pick the receiver that he could throw the ball to and that was open, and he was confident in it.
Exactly.
And so they would get, 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 12 or 15 yards.
Right.
They just do that over and over and over again.
Done. Over the middle. Oh, it's going to be dropped right there by Sanders. Little improv right there. Yeah, that's so proficient in what you say, Steve. And Jackson right there. Did I see a flag back there?
Yes. Which
a little holding.
Probably would have been a little bit of hold on the offense, I'm guessing, where the flag was thrown.
And it's just our snaps right now just killing our timing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure. But that was a good, sharp route and very close to a good connection.
Yes, it was by Joe Jackson. And I'm wondering now, Steve, now that you got this in my head, I'm wondering if we're staying away from our shorter routes for those purposes of the Thomas Terriers.
Yeah, maybe. Don't give that look, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
And we're just analysts sitting here in the booth, so
yeah, and we're not down there, and we haven't been with the team every day for the last 3 months. So we're gonna call it like we see it, and just guess.
Right.
Jackson keeps it. Host of Yellow Jackets around. Pick up some decent yardage there, though. 4 or 5 yards. Be second down in about 7, maybe 6. Situational football now. Now we're going to see what Coach Watson's going to do, how we're going to get the plays in. Looks like he's going to signal in the plays this year, Steve. And I always used to like that as a player and as a coach, that form of communication. It just kept people in position. Everybody was on the same page. You rehearse it, you practice it a million times so you know the signals. You don't even get out there if you don't know every one of them. Jackson, deep, got a man. He's going to Sanders. Sanders almost comes up with it. Good throw right there. Now that was a better throw.
It was. That was a good throw. He put that ball where it needed to be, and Sanders had himself in pretty good position.
Exactly. And see, Steve, what you don't want, and I'm kind of seeing that right now, is, and I could be completely wrong, but you don't want your receivers to lose confidence in their quarterback. Does that make sense?
Sure, sure.
Like that first catch that Sanders made where he had to go and fight for it, that kind of effort has to be every play. You get your head down, Joe misses a few passes, and you think the ball might not be coming your way, you don't run as hard.
Yeah, that's what I think in a real game situation, some of those little short passes that are a little faster, you don't have as much pressure in your face, they happen before the defensive line has had time to penetrate.
Right.
And, you get a little bit of confidence. Sometimes it seems like just catches are as important as yardage.
No doubt. Coach Watson huddling up here, dialing up a play here. Probably something. Now this is probably going to be something that they haven't worked on, that he has to go in the huddle and won't signal. Just call it straight from coach to quarterback right in the huddle. The beauty of scrimmages. Coach can actually call the play exactly how he wants it called. Now it's up to our offense to run it. Jackson deep. Post route.
There we go.
Done. Over the middle. Now, hey, was it on his numbers? No, but Dunn's got to come up with that catch.
Yeah, that's through the fingers. That's, very catchable ball.
Yeah,
so.
he's a good enough athlete to make that catch.
Yep.
Good enough athlete to make that catch. If it's in the vicinity and your hands can get it, bring it home, bring it in. But they're getting closer. I mean,
Sure.
just the few throws that we're getting, the timing is getting better. And so, I'm sure Coach Watson will have those. Coach Watson, Coach Cole will have, Joe and that receiving crew just working on their timing for all next week.
Yeah, it sure seems like it's easy to catch balls in practice and hard to catch balls when
It
there's
looks so pretty in practice.
yeah, when there's real live guys looking to hunt you down. It's a little harder.
Yeah, well, mom and dad's in the stands. It makes a little difference,
It
Steve. Yeah, your mom and dad, your girlfriend, your cousin. Yeah, everybody's watching. Jackson deep. Keep throwing, Joe. Just relax. You got this. You got this. Just keep firing. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to be 5-yard penalty. That's on 4th down, which normally would turn the ball over, would back us up even more. We'll see if it's 4th down. They're going to decide to waive the penalty, keep it at 4th down. It's going to be 4th and about, I would say, about 6 or 7. Done in motion. He's going to go behind Jackson. Then go back out. Jackson wide open, number 40. Make that. Oh! Now that throw was there. Number 40 had a chance to catch it. Looked like he just kind of didn't pick it up off the ball. Early enough,
he was looking for the ball.
early
and it was
enough to
getting very
kind of
close to him.
adjust. Yeah, early enough to kind of adjust his body
Right.
to the correct way to catch the football. But again, just Fairview's ones secondary, they're going to have a long year. If
They are.
They are. They're going to have a long year, and no doubt, we have a special group of receivers. We do.
We've been behind the defense almost every time.
Exactly. Jackson deep. 2 running backs in the backfield now. If they're going to run the football, we'll have no success there. Good defense right there by your Yellow Jackets, and we have just not ran the football at all today, Steve.
Yep. So we moved the football pretty good when we were going the other direction. Made a few catches, and the offenses both looked really well.
Yeah.
Really good. And then that was on the first set for the starters, and then the second set here, our defense actually looked really good, and
Right.
now our offense is looking a little struggling.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Right, and the struggle bus a little ways.
Mm-hmm. And that's the game of football. I mean, and like I
Yeah.
said, in a real game situation, there's momentum swings. There's so much other elements that are involved in live football games that that you don't get a chance to see out here. But this is still, like I said, this is still all practice, and the main focus is the Thomas Terriers, who are the state runner-ups, who will be facing Week 1. And they have an excellent program over there in Thomas. Jackson deep. Done in motion again. Got a matchup he wants. Joe's looking at it. The guy's got done. Joe right there's got to make a decision.
Yeah, the timing was just bad. Dunn was open when Joe was, I think, maybe concerned that there were defensive linemen, about to break through and about to collapse. He didn't have a pocket really there. He was
Right.
kind of standing behind it.
Right.
But it looked like there might be some pause headed his way, and that was right at the moment when Dunn was his most open. The timing just didn't quite work out on that.
No, we didn't. And again, it's to not see. And those stop routes and those out routes. By this time, Steve, we don't want Thomas to see that.
Right. You would have been doing some of that stuff to try to build, a little bit of momentum.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Especially in a situation like this where we're driving. Joe
now you're
takes a
practicing
snap.
protection.
There it is. Oh, he's going to throw. Nice interception right there.
Yeah.
Fairview, number 28. Actually, he stepped right in, read the play very well.
Good anticipation.
Exactly. That play's been open quite a bit today, and his coach probably told him to take a look and take a look and take a step back and see what you might find. And he found the football. Good play for them. So we'll switch sides here. It looks like Fairview will go on offense. and Watonga 1s will go on defense, and we get a good look at Mr. Jack Bernard, the Yellow Jackets quarterback, who has looked pretty good so far today. He's had some weapons to throw to, some big guys, some big targets, and they've been able to make catches for him and get past our defense a little bit. So we'll see him in some four down situational football right now. All right, traditional pistol offense. Bernard hands the ball off. 28. He's around the corner. He's still going. 1 man to beat. Ooh, and he's a nice run and just ran right through number 10. And that is Sanders, am I right?
Yes, sir. Number 10 to Sanders.
And Sanders still not up yet. And he took a nice hard lick, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it. Sanders still down. Our concern right now, only on the field right now, with Chris and his well-being. Coach Watson there. Coach Park calling for the trainer. Not sure who that is right now tonight for our Eagles. Yeah, I mean, Fairview Watonga, it's some hitting going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's a body part or just, I have no indication of who exactly the injury is. We just hope he gets up, ladies and gentlemen. That was a vicious hit. And if I'm Coach Watson, that's his last play of the night.
Yeah, I think so too. I wouldn't risk a skilled player like,
not of his caliber.
No, like Mr. Sanders. You know, no need for keeping him out there and getting an injury, aggravating an injury,
exactly,
whatever.
Exactly. We want him fresh, clicking on all cylinders come next week. Hopefully. Still down here.
Well, folks, here in the stands, to see a few of our softball ladies coming streaming in. They must be not sure what they had going on tonight, whether it was a good practice. They're in full uniform, so.
I believe it was a game today, Steve.
Did they say they had a game tonight?
Woodward, I believe it was Woodward. I'm not sure. Don't quote me 100%. I'm not sure, but I do believe. I spoke with someone today who could not be here at the scrimmage, and Steve, Chris is still down, and I don't.
No, our prayers here are just that
exactly.
That, this is something that's, as John Wayne would say, a flesh wound.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the pain, and I'm hoping this is the case here, the pain and the impact of the initial hit is not as bad as the initial. The injury's not as bad as the hit looks. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So that's what we can hope for right now. But he's not down, and he's still down, and they haven't even set him up yet. And now he sits up. Okay, that's a great sign. They're going to sit him up, bring him to his feet here. And it's like a shoulder. Nothing in his legs, no.
No, not limping. What do you think? It was maybe just a good hard hit in the chest.
Yeah, it could be his chest. Yeah, no, could be sternum.
Yeah,
easily a sternum bruise.
Tell you what, take those shots on and where you hit the ground like that and knocks the wind out of your lungs. It's scary.
That's why tackling is technique. You have to know your technique when you're tackling. Like right there, he's just an amazing athlete. But right there, you got to be in better football form to take that hit. You got to deliver the blow. You can't take the blow right there.
Well, and part of the learning curve, for Chris and for everybody out here is learning, to protect yourself
exactly
in those, physical situations.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
it's a physical game, and everybody likes to see the big hits, and you know, we don't. But none of us wants to see somebody get hurt with a big hit.
Never.
We want to see guys be able to deliver those, but protect their bodies in a way that keeps them from getting hurt.
We want to compete on the highest level that we can, but when injuries never. No one wants to see anybody on the other side of competition really severely hurt or injured. So the best of Chris, I'm looking at him right now. Looks like he's in a lot of pain over here on the sideline. I haven't taken his helmet off yet. And now his helmet comes off. We still got a football game here, sorry.
Yep. Still got a scrimmage going on.
There we go. Out route again. Ooh, kill shot. He missed it. Good tackle right there. Good tackle, Joe Jackson. It's a nice form tackle. Again, Coach Park's defense. They've been tackling all camp long, you can tell. That's one of his requirements. Coach, nice job.
One of his main points, huh?
Yeah, one of his main teaching points is wrapping up. And we're seeing that tonight.
Well, I like the thought there.
Right.
No need getting something started you're not going to finish.
There you go. And they're going to look. Fairview driving here, 3rd and short. They'll give it off to number 22. He's got room, lots of room, too much room, and he's going to score. Touchdown number 22 for Fairview. He's a running back. Blake Perez. Nice football play, nice hole. He did what he needed to do with the football and got the ball in the end zone. And right now I'm sensing a little momentum swing here, Steve, from the Fairview Yellow Jackets, from our Watonga Eagles. We need to get pumped back up a little bit.
So, you know, just I don't want to speculate much, but the demeanor that Sanders is showing, it just looked like those times when I got the
wind knocked out of me.
Wind knocked clean out of me.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing, Steve. I was thinking the same exact thing. You get the wind knocked out of you, and it feels like your whole body.
When it happens to you, it scares you because you can't breathe for a minute. And when you can't breathe, you think you're never going to be able to again.
Exactly.
It comes back.
Yep.
But
exactly. But for a minute there, you're thinking, I'm really, really hurt.
All right, those 10 seconds are the longest ones you've ever spent.
Oh yes, they are. So. Wish all the best for him, and hopefully that's just what it is. And he'll be ready to go next week. We're going to need him. Fairview back on offense. They're turned around now. Eagle defense. All right, let's step up, boys. All right, they scored on us. Now let's tighten up. Now it's about character. How bad do we want it? Let's give our offense a chance. Let's get the ball back. This is what we're thinking right now. Let's get the ball back and give it back to our offense so we can score and tie this ball game up if we were in a road game, ladies and gentlemen. Good play right there. 2-yard game by Fairview. A little bit more than a 2-yard game. It's going to be like a 4 to 5-yard game.
Yeah, something like that. We gave up a few yards, but I kind of like the way we played that.
Exactly.
We've been giving up the edges out there close, and you know, the outside a little bit, and like to see him, see the Eagles get a tackle out there and put a stop to that. It was on the right, on our left side. They've been picking on our right side, so that's not the side they've been going to as much. But
Yeah. Well, that's DeAndre Dunn over there, so it makes it different. Handoff here, off the left side. Good tackle right there, number 53. Nice tackle. And I asked Coach Cole yesterday when we interviewed Steve. I said, we're going to have a read and react defense. Well, I actually said that. He did not like that at all.
No.
But I actually said that the incorrect way. It's read and react is what I was trying to say. And that's Coach Park right here. It's just a read and react type of defense. And if it's successful, you remember Bill Parcells? And Bill Parcells and the guy who's winning all the coaches winning all the Super Bowls now, Belichick. That's exactly their philosophy: read and react. And they did it with the New York Giants, with Lawrence Taylor and that great defense, and made it famous. And now a lot of defensive coordinators use that. Again, offside, Watonga Eagles. That's going to make an easier third down play for your Kingfisher Yellow Jackets. Looks like they're not moving for penalties, which would have moved it up. So it's going to stay about 3rd and 4.5 to 5.
So let's talk about that for just a second, Derek.
Okay.
So I said that wrong a minute ago. They've been picking on our left side, their right side. That's where they've had all that success when we were right down here.
Right.
And a minute ago, you know, they went that direction. White shirt got a pretty good stop there, about 5 yards, 4 yards in. And, you know, we didn't give up big yards. We gave up a little bit. So you talked about read and react a minute ago there, and we've talked about, you know, how far off our corners are playing. So is that part of that philosophy a little bit of we're going to give a little space, but it gives us time to make sure we don't lose big yards? That's where we're at, what we're after here.
Exactly, Steve. Exactly, Steve. I mean, the ultimate goal is to get into the end zone, okay? And so when you get down into the red zone, you can't run. Most of your offensive your plays of, you know, there's only a few plays you can run down there that could be successful with the read and react defense. So it's designed to keep you out of the end zone, kicking field goals, looking in at the quarterback, reading your keys, and there's a lot that goes into that. It's more or less a lot of discipline, okay? A lot of discipline. Your space is your space, and you're going to read it and you react to the football, just how I said it. Interception right there. Nice. Way to step in there, Trenton Cole. And that's read and react right there, Steve.
Yep. We're just sitting there watching for
the
quarterback to give away what he's about to do and step in front of the ball.
There you go, 100%. And Trenton just did that perfectly right there. Read his keys, got his depth, read the quarterback, found his zone, got his eye on this someone, whoever was in his zone, and picked the football off. Great football play. That is read and react defense. And I did see Joe Jackson come off the corner.
Even on a great play, he's still coaching.
Exactly. You're going to enjoy him. He's something else, Coach. Something else, Steve. All right, so Fairview will start over. New set of downs, first down. Pump fake. DeAndre Dunn, go get this football. Good job, DeAndre Dunn. Great job.
Yeah, beautiful defense.
And that's why we don't. That's why they haven't went over there all game, because we have a stud over here at right corner. Very nice job. Very nice football play, DeAndre Dunn. Great technique. Great timing.
Oh yeah, put his body in the right space at the right time.
Exactly. Just a very nice football.
Gave himself an opportunity to do what you want all defenders to be able to do. Either take the ball away, or just bat it down.
Exactly.
If that's what's most advantageous to you.
There you go. Don't let a yellow jacket catch it. Gonna hand it all off here. Nice move right there.
Nice move for that pretty big man.
Yeah, Perez. Pretty good looking running back here for Fairview. He'll be one to watch this year. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know any of the Yellow Jackets classes, sophomore, freshman, senior. We have another Eagle down. I didn't see who that was, Steve.
No, I didn't either. I did not either. Somebody on the interior, I think, just based on where he went down.
And now I'm counting the players up here for each team. Fairview's got a few more players out this year than we do, but about the same size team. I counted Watonga with 29, Fairview with 33. Could be wrong. That's about right for these two teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And actually not bad numbers.
No, those are good numbers.
You want to get up to 40, 45, 50. Everybody would love to, but it just doesn't happen that way in small towns. And we're still identifying who is injured right now.
Kind of hard to tell from our vantage point. All you can see is the top of a helmet once in a while.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to try to lift him up here. Who's going to get up?
That's number 50. Now that's
Jackson Chapman.
If our roster's correct.
It would be Jackson Chapman if our roster's correct.
Now Jackson does play interior defense, so it makes sense. It just doesn't quite look like him.
We got a coach running off the field here. Looks like he's talking to mom here.
Holding the right arm.
Yeah, that's never good. Very slowly, I might add. And they're just informing the parents, so it looks like we could easily have a fracture here, Steve, of some sort. And
so that is not Jackson's parents, so this is a different player.
Okay.
So bring out the cart.
Jackson Chapman, excuse us. Yeah, we'll bring out the cart, and they're holding the elbow like that, and he's not putting a lot of pressure and moving. And I tell you what, that's 2 down. I said we had 29, we're down to 27, Steve.
Right?
Yeah, Fairview bringing it right now. And that's the thing about football that always amazed me. Like, if one team, it's just like basketball. You know, when the threes start going, everybody just gets confidence. You know, that big hit right there on Sanders just pumped that whole team up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And let's give him a nice hand coming off. We'll find out this young man's name and wish him well, wish him best. And hopefully he'll be okay and be able to return soon this season. Back to pass. Over the middle. Oh. Different receiver out there. Not bad coverage out there by Phoenix White shirt. And he's a good-looking kid. He's a tall kid. And he's going to need to step up if there's anything wrong with Chris Sanders.
Yeah, indeed. He's a tall player, and I think he's fairly quick. He got the ability to get a big hand out there in the middle of the play, out there on the corner. I think white shirt is going to be good for the team for sure.
Oh yeah. White shirt's just young. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
There's an out route again right there on white shirt. They're picking on him.
They are. And so what you saw right there is probably a little bit of youth. A senior, player that's been doing this for another 2 years and doing it at a much higher level for those 2 years, probably has an opportunity to stick a hand in front of that pass. He was close. He was within a step of being able to do that, and his arms are long enough. He might could have just batted that away.
Mm-hmm. You could, yeah. That's a great point, Steve.
Some of it was just reaction time.
There you go.
Learning that.
A lot of it is technique too, Steve.
Yep.
He's looking a little like his confidence levels down a little bit, and as a cornerback, you can't do that. You got to have a quick. You have to go on to the next play as fast as you can. You can't, and it looks like he's just kind of needs to work on his technique a little bit, but he'll be okay. They are going to keep picking on him. Here we go again. Yep. And they know his confidence level's down right now, Steve, and it's like throwing meat to a lion.
So, as a coach, Derek, what do you work on in practice for stuff like that?
Well, it's got to be techniques, and those are individual drills. And I know Coach Watson knows what he's doing. Many years he's been around the game of football. White shirts, he'll get better. That's in individual drills. You have the DBs are all together, and they do those drills, and you just have to teach technique. You have to teach technique every day. It has to just be like snapping, and you know what I mean, like Joe and this guy snapping, and it's just technique. His footwork's not right.
Coach Watson stopped there to talk him up just a little bit, try to build his confidence a little bit.
Yeah. And when you're getting picked on like that, do you feel like you're the only one on the field? And everybody's watching, and now you know that you're, so get your head up, kid. You're going to be fine, Get your head up. You're going to be fine. That's technique. Most of his problem is technique, and they're running right past him, so he's looking back into the backfield way too early, and he's not pinning. What you normally want to do, you want to, as a cornerback out there, you want to pin, and this is just how I coached it. You want to pin your receiver toward the sideline, and I'm not seeing that with him. Does that make sense?
Yep.
They've got room in that area, and that third of that zone that he's responsible for. They have got too much room over there. You want to pin him to the side. Pin him to the sideline, kind of try to run them out of bounds without catching the flag, and give them no chance to, especially get past you. The last thing you can do is let them get past you. If you got to hold them and catch a flag, don't let them get past you. But a lot of his is just technique, and he's young. He's a sophomore. Coach Cole, I'm sure we'll go over film with him with that, and we'll see a different football player in about 3 or 4 weeks.
So I haven't been counting plays here. I'm not sure how many more we've got left on Fairview's side, but we're not just doing 10 and 10 right now. We're doing downs with yardage.
Right. Again, this game simulation, first down, great tool for coaches to kind of get in mind going into week 1 what they like on first down, what they like on second down, and so forth. I like DeAndre Dunn out here all by himself. That's going to be another tackle for loss there in the backfield for our Eagle running back. Now, you know what would pump this team back up?
What's that?
A nice throw and catch from Joe Jackson to DeAndre Dunn.
I'm agreeing with that.
You know what I mean? I think this was, we're getting here to the end of the scrimmage, and we're going to need some something positive to take in.
And
exactly. We started off great, and we looked good, and now we don't want to end this way on a sour note. So, a nice hookup, just a big play from anybody. It doesn't even have to be those two. You know what I mean? A big play for our offense right here, just for confidence reasons in general, because Fairview's momentum with the big plays they've had here lately has got our heads down a little bit. I guess some confusion, some alignment confusion. Joe's in the backfield, deep spread formation. Dunn about here all by himself. Short receiver. We get the snap. He's going to throw it to DeAndre anyway. I would. There it is.
Yes.
There it is. What did I? Oh!
No!
Get the ball. There it is. But yeah, I just called it, didn't I, Steve?
You did. You did. That's what we needed. A little spark.
Exactly. He didn't. That's a touchdown. He didn't fumble that. That's a touchdown. So good throw and catch, and again, Joe and DeAndre are going to be fine.
So that's, again, a well-placed, pretty thrown football.
Exactly. To a player who's wide open. You know what I mean? This is throw and catch. All we got to think now is throw and catch. Throw and catch. You got a matchup nightmare out here for this cornerback over here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
And I'd go right back at him. Joe's going to keep it. He's going to fumble it. We can't have that. Yellow Jackets recover. And those are just killers for
momentum. Yeah, it takes it all the way, doesn't it?
It takes it all the way. So now we got to build it back up. Okay. So Coach Watson, you're going to have to dial something up to get your team momentum back up. And we're still there. We just had a little drop there by Joe. He's going to make some mistakes. But again, you want to go in with some confidence. We want a touchdown right here. 6 points would do wonders right now for this offense.
Oh boy, yeah. Get me all fired up, too.
Right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Coach Watson in the huddle. Dialing up the play. Am I hearing okay?
Yeah.
Jackson in the backfield. He's deep, 2 running backs behind him. On the side of him, sorry. Looking deep. He's got Dunn wide open again, I told you.
Here it is. There. Oh, darn it.
I mean, that's money, Steve, all day long. All day long.
What we're seeing is Dunn's ability to get open in space, and that's what you want, That's what you want.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. That connection has got to be there because that's a threat in itself. That's gonna. I promise you, Steve, they're gonna be double covering him. He getting by, cornerbacks like this in this class A this year. They're gonna have a lot of trouble with. Done. But we're gonna need. Him and Joe to get on that same connection. And that's just going to take, after practices, that's going to take a lot of throwing. That's going to take a lot of, hey, I need the ball here. I like the ball there. Watch me here. And they'll get it together. It's just preseason. Jackson deep again. He's going to take a look. He's going to run this time. Bye you. See ya. Make him miss.
That's what we'd like to see Joe Jackson do.
Keep going. Touchdown. Did he step out of the ass? There we go. And there's that 6 points.
There we go.
Steve. Great job by our leader, Joe Jackson, who's had a tough afternoon.
So I really like that, you've seen his running style evolve over the years. And he's a lot, this year, you see him right there, he's a lot more lean in, fast runner.
Yes.
In years past, he's been a great runner.
Right.
But he's kind of hesitated just a little bit to see that hole, and he's seeing it faster now and getting there faster. So he's hitting it at more of a full run than what we saw last year.
I had the pleasure of watching him run a track meet last year, Steve, and I think what you're getting to is he's trusting his speed a little bit more now this year, and that's a good thing. And those are things that when when you don't trust your speed, you hesitate. But if you trust your speed, and I used to have that problem. Coaches used to tell me all the time, Derek, you just don't trust your speed. You're fast. You got to trust your speed. And Joe's doing that this year. And again, it just goes back from hard work and that.
So the Eagles are going to end this on a really high note there. Yep. That touchdown run in by by Joe.
Yep.
And so now we're going to shake hands and the two teams are going to depart.
Yeah, and you know what else I like to see? Great sportsmanship, Steve.
Oh yeah.
And you know how these things can get. Yep. You're ready to hit somebody else, and emotions get in the way. But these two teams are rivals, been rivals for years, all the way back for me and you. And so it's great to see sportsmanship. And we're gonna wrap this up, Steve, and let's talk a little bit about what we saw tonight. And I'll go ahead and just say that I was very impressed with our number twos. The second unit that started off, our backups, that makes me feel good in the sense of injuries, things like that.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Because at some point in the year, they're gonna have to step in and play. So I was very impressed by our number twos, and early on, I was completely intrigued with our receivers' ability to get open.
Yeah, I was too. That's one of the big pluses out of this. I saw receivers behind the defense.
Yes.
More plays than not.
Exactly. Running the same play. Running pretty much. Running the same play, and so that was encouraging.
One of the biggest takeaways for me, I think, here was seeing our defense stiffen there in that second set. So they came out. Our first teamers came out, and the defense looked kind of a little sluggish, a little rusty, and then our second team came back out. Had a great run there, had a great back and forth, and then our defense came back out that second time, and they looked way sharper.
Yeah, they did.
And they really put the net around the Yellow Jackets and didn't allow much more.
Exactly. A few plays there, and also to piggyback that, Steve, just the form tackling was very impressive to me today from our defense, both our ones and twos, and so hats off to Coach Park and the work he's put in over the summer, coming back here to his hometown and grabbing that defensive coordinator position and getting these guys to understand football, and that's what the takeaway for me is they're learning the game of football, and from last year to this year, it's just like. I see it as just a growing thing for our young kids these days, especially the ones who it weren't like us, where all we had was Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers to watch TV, right, Steve? Right. So we had to get out and go play, But nice job. It's a scrimmage. I see some good things. Joe Jackson and DeAndre Dunn. I mean, they can take the state and by storm if they get that connection.
That goes right into what I was thinking there. We come out, in a scrimmage against, what's always a great team.
Right.
And they've got consistency on their side, and we've got newness on our side.
Right, there you
We've
go.
got a new coaching staff, a new system coming in.
Yep.
So to go out here and match up with them the way we did shows, I think, there's a great coaching, learning environment that's going on here at Watonga. And so you gotta expect that's going to get a whole lot better throughout the year.
Exactly. And hats off to Coach Watson and his staff. It's not easy coming here, your first year coach. Getting to know your players and getting them actually to do what you want them to, to try to do. So hats off to the coaching staff. We're gonna win some ball games this year, Steve. We're gonna win some ball games, and if our effort and we keep tackling like that and then listening to Coach Watson, I see it's coming out of our district somewhere. So.
I'm expecting that first win to be next week.
Oh yeah, me too. From this year to last year, Yep. So that's a good thing. So.
So the fun part will be to see the Terriers and the Eagles next week. That fourth quarter this time of year is always big.
Yes.
Fatigue. You're just barely into the season here. You've done a lot of conditioning, but conditioning ain't the same as a game.
No, it's not.
And
it's not.
The only way to really get in game condition is play games.
Yep.
So,
exactly.
It'll be interesting to see how that fourth quarter plays out. Next week.
Right. And my thing right now is, starting to think about the Thomas Terriers. Is we got to come out and let them know we don't care that you guys went to state last year. It's 0-0. You know what I mean? Thomas and Watonga, we know who you are, and we're here and we're coming. You know what I mean? So it's going to be fun next week, Steve. I'm looking forward to it. I like the product we put on our field. Coach Watson's been impressive so far. They were impressive last night and carried on here to the field today. Got to work out some of the kinks. Got to get our snaps.
Yep.
Okay, that's important. Got to get our snaps and just start the relationship between Joe and his receivers.
So I think a big part of the key is going to be taking full advantage of our superior ability to get down the field with our receivers.
Yep.
And get open.
Yep.
Air superiority is where I think Watonga is going to win games this year.
Exactly.
And they need to establish that early in each game they play.
Exactly. I like that. I like it. Hit them hard, hit them fast, hit them fast. And, Steve, a lot of times, we see the big plays, but, we don't give enough credit to the big guys up front. Joe did have time to throw today. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, bravo to our offensive line. You guys did a great job today for the most part, and giving Joe time to back their time to throw, and we'll get those throws, we'll connect those, and those will be touchdowns this year. So
yeah, Joe's throwing really good balls this year. We saw him throw some really tight, nice balls. And part of that is kudos to the O-line.
Right.
Technique, good ball, well thrown ball. Part of it's technique, but part of it's having time to do that.
There you go.
You get rushed and you throw it.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to throw it.
Exactly. And they didn't put him in those type of situations today for the scrimmage. And so
I was impressed with that.
Exactly. And early on, he threw the ball out of bounds. And he didn't do that last year. He would have forced it last year. Now,
and with his running ability that we saw there, I think teams may. I can't imagine a defense would actually do this.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that you also wouldn't think, is it a good idea to flush this guy every time?
Right. Hey, they're telling you, these teams, these defensive coordinators in Class A, they're going to have a headache with this offense. You know what I mean, Steve? And so because that point right there, with what we saw on the outside, you still got to worry about him running the ball. So most defenses will probably have to keep a spy on him, double DeAndre, and so there's going to open up things for a lot of more players on our football team. And so
I guess the real question is going to be how fast can they grow into that those openings that are made. Part of football is being able to recognize and react to things really fast.
Yes.
And so, how fast can we as a team figure out collectively that, okay, so now Dunn is open, more times, 3 times out of 5, because they've flushed Jackson out of the pocket and he's put 5 or 10 yards on him.
Exactly.
Recognizing that and then burning him for 15 with Dunn.
Right.
Burning him for 15 with any of our other receiving corps.
Right.
it's going to be key.
Yeah, and and I've never been an offensive lineman, Steve, but from an offensive line perspective, I mean, I want you to kind of think of, hey, this is the kind of athletes I have out here. I've got to block. Do you understand? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got to do my job because we got guys out here who are going to make plays for us. Do you know what I mean? So, again, going back, everything, in the scrimmage, they're going to be ups, they're going to be downs, but for the most part, they work pretty well today and this game, and I enjoyed watching both teams. Fairview's got some good athletes over there as well.
Indeed, they're going to do well this year.
Yeah, big, strong kids. We'll probably see them, no doubt, in the playoffs. So, could see them again. So,
folks, I don't know if you can tell or not, but we're pretty excited about Eagle football this year.
Oh, yeah.
Really looking forward to going to Thomas and seeing our first big matchup next week. We'll be there, and we hope you will too. Derek, do you have anything more you wanted to do this evening?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I think it's about time for us to sign off. The team is about to break and head into the locker room, so we're going to go ahead and shut things down here, I think.
Yep.
And see you guys next Friday.
Next Friday.
In Thomas, Oklahoma.
There we go. We'll be in Thomas, America, Steve and I. It'll be week 1 for us. We'll be back in action, Steve, and we'll be excited. And it'll be our second year, and we look forward to bringing this broadcast to you guys each and every week. We'll do our best. There's a lot of home games that we'll probably have to work on during the season, but for the most part, this is us, and this is what you're going to be, provided throughout the season to watch your Watonga Eagles grow and hopefully go get another state championship.